the entrance to, yeah, you might want to know the name before you start the intro. Alright, today we are headed out to Black Dragon Wash in central Utah in the San Rafael Swell area. It's just about 10 miles from Green River on West I-70. There's a turnoff at mile marker 147 that we're going to be looking for. From there, I think it's maybe just about a mile and a half drive to the beginning of the wash. Supposed to be able to drive out to the pictographs as long as you have a good four-wheel drive vehicle, so that really shouldn't be an issue. But today I'm going to try to drive through the entire wash. It's going to be a little bit more difficult on my own, but hopefully I'll be able to do that. And that'll drop us back up on the I-70 and we'll be heading back to Salt Lake. So not much intro needed on this one. Hope you enjoy the video. Alright, had to put a hat on. It was getting a little bit chilly. Made it to the pictographs, which are about a half mile up this wash. You definitely need a 4x4 with some good clearance to get up here. A few little areas with rocks. Otherwise you can walk the half a mile. You won't miss it. It's surrounded by this fence right here. It's not too far in, and if I can get it in the shot, where are you? Up, oh, there they are. The pictographs, one of the pictographs are right up there. I'll give you a nice zoomed in view of that in just a moment, but yeah, beautiful little canyon. I've been up it once before, probably almost 15 years ago, so I don't remember too much of it. Gonna drive up a little bit further, and hopefully we'll be able to make it all the way through and back to I-70. So get a few shots as we go along and enjoy. All right, little bit of trouble here. This will put it in perspective. So, I think I'm going to do a little digging on this side. I put it in 4-wheel low. I'm going to do a little digging here. Not too much, just so I can get a little bit of traction with that tire. And hopefully I'll be able to get out of there, wedge some rocks in there. I'll get my tracks out, put them in there just to be safe, because I only get one shot at this. All right, little bit of a problem here. I'll walk over and show the other side just in case it didn't show up on the other camera. Yeah, I'm gonna get one shot at this. I'm gonna try to dig this area out and get it a little bit lower, get a good angle on it. I'll put my tracks in there to get a little bit of traction, and hopefully I'll be able to back up out of this. Got it in 4-wheel drive low. Just trying to get a nice little inward ramp here as much as I can. See if they'll give me a little bit of traction. Oh, maybe I should have checked that before. It's got a tie wrap on it. Okay. That. And I need to get a little more traction out of these back tires. All right, partially dug out. Let's see if that feels a little closer. Ow. All right. About 2 hours later, I don't know where that's focused. All right, it's about 2 hours later. I got the back wheel shored up a little bit more. This front wheel on the driver's side, I don't know. The last effort it sunk down even lower. I can't really get up to get that dirt out of that frame. So I'm hoping I get more traction out of the back now. I stacked up some higher rocks on that side, on the passenger side. And I'm hoping if it rocks just a little, that'll catch. And maybe keep it a little bit more even rather than lifting up that front tire so quickly. I might need to, I don't want to raise it up too high, otherwise it's not going to level out and I just end up going higher and higher. So we're going to just try to give this a nice easy shot. I give it about a 10% chance, maybe 20% at the very most. If I get out, wonderful. But if I don't, I'll have a better idea of what I need to do and where I need to put stuff. So we're going to give this a shot. It's getting late. I haven't got a few more hours here before it gets dark. And once that sun goes down, it's going to get down to about 25 degrees. And I'm not going to have any light out here. And I can't work, so I'd have to spend the night. Not looking forward to that. Don't know if I get the door closed. Shit. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. That tire is just going to go lower and lower. Damn. Worst case scenario right there. All right. That wind is howling now. And the temperature's definitely dropping. It's getting a little cold out here, so jacked it up, wedged everything in. I'd like to say I think this is going to work, but I just don't think so. But I got to remain positive. Let me check this tire over here and we'll give it a shot. Oh yeah, it's howling. It is, I think, about 8 o'clock. I stopped trying to get the truck out around 7:30. It was just too dark. Have a flashlight, and I was giving it a go for maybe about an hour or so, hour and a half or so. after the sun went down, but I actually got it maybe about another foot out, but that front driver's tire is still just spinning, so you know, I need to dig it out a little bit more and take a little more time trying to get the rocks under there. And I figure if I just kept trying to do it at night, I was just going to get frustrated and it was just too difficult. So I thought before it gets too cold out, better set up the truck to sleep overnight. Kind of one of the problems, well, two of the problems is I'm certainly a lot taller than this truck is wide, so that's going to be a little uncomfortable. I was thinking about maybe putting down the driver's seat, or maybe try that later. I don't know if that's going to work, but the other biggest problem is, as you saw from the truck, it's at a huge angle. So I don't think I'm going to be sleeping much tonight at all. Not at this angle. And I think it's going to get pretty cold in here. I was getting everything set up, and in this back window, I was feeling this draft. And I was like, man, this is just like this back window was open. So I tried to put some shirts in there as best as I could to block it off. Well, then it turns out, I think when I was getting into the truck through the window, I rolled down the back window about halfway. Didn't even know it. So I rolled it up. I got the engine running right now. I got the heat just cranked all the way up. I'm going to try to get as much heat soak in here as I can. Fend off the cold. I got my thermal blanket that I always carry in case of emergencies in the truck. I also brought a heavy jacket, brought a light jacket, heavy jacket just in case. I got a bunch of clothes. I got extra socks. I have 2 pairs of socks on right now, so thank goodness I kind of brought all of this stuff. And man, I just know it's going to get cold overnight. It's supposed to get down outside probably about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So I do have a portable little power pack to charge the phone and keep it charged, so I don't need to run it off the car battery. I'm just going to turn everything off on the truck. If I wake up and it's real cold, I'll run the engine for a little while and heat everything up. And tomorrow, I'll just go at it again. See if I can get out. Anyway, I'll talk to you in the morning. I'm out. Let me walk up here. Oh man. Jesus. Hang on. Okay. Oh, geez. I don't even want to look at that. All right. After a miserable night, it got down to 25 degrees. And I was having to run the engine first every 3 hours, because I just was shivering cold. And all right, I was having to run the heater every 3 hours or so just to keep warm. It was at 25 degrees. It was not fun. Anyway, up until about 9 o'clock, it was about 30 degrees or so, but I had to get out here anyway to try to start digging. Oh, I'm covering up the camera there. Awkward. Anyway, so I got up this morning and jacked up the front of the truck. I'll just kind of show you this. I'll flip it around. Anyway, that's where I got stuck. Just wasn't paying attention. I was looking at something else, I think. I can't really remember. And it's real thin right there, and I just hit it, and I realized it, and slammed on the brakes and just slid down there. I really thought the truck was going to roll. But, so it got stuck there. And this morning I got up, and I just thought, well, I really just gotta engineer this whole thing. So I jacked up the front of the truck a little bit higher than I had before, dug underneath the tires with a shovel, and then just got some larger rocks and put them underneath the tire. I just kind of dug it out by hand to try to fit those rocks in there. And just really wedged the larger rocks up in there and dug out underneath the truck. I think maybe some of the skid plates might have been rubbing just a little, but just on the safe side, I dug those out and just engineered a little rock road right there to get up. I just got a lot of big rocks and just fit them all in there wherever they would fit perfectly. Then took some small rocks and dirt and wedged them in between them all, so be kind of like a mortar in between there so they wouldn't move around. Then I went back over to the passenger side front tire and redid all of those, dug that out some more, got some big rocks, put them underneath there, and then I don't know if you can see it, it's in front of my passenger tire over there. That's the rear tire. Where the rear tire was, that was probably about 2 feet in the air, and so it wasn't getting any traction. So what I did was I knew as soon as I got up just a little bit it would come down, and so I kind of made a backwards ramp, so if the tire kind of went down a little bit and got a little bit of traction, it would get traction a little bit earlier and then roll kind of down that little ramp that I made. So believe it or not, I do feel kind of bad that I dug up that trail so much, but I'll throw some of the rocks in there and hopefully that'll stop the erosion. Maybe I'll set some rocks up right on the edge to kind of lead people to the other side. So if you're on Black Dragon Wash and you come across this place, I do apologize. Hopefully in a few years it'll kind of fill in. So I'm out. I'm not sure what time it is. It's probably close to noon, Been stuck out here for 24 hours. But I'm not too far from I-70. I'll probably go ahead and fill up the tires a little bit. Well, maybe I'll leave them low until I get a little bit closer and I know where I'm at. And then I'll air up before I get on I-70 and head back home. So it's probably going to be the end of the video. That is an ordeal. I do appreciate you watching very much. Take care.